Hey, welcome back to TMX Brick Notes. I am Martin and I am back. I had a few days off there because I kind of cold. You may be able to hear it in my voice. It goes a little bit deeper. I don't know if that's very deep. Welcome back to YouTube. Ah, there you go. That's good enough. All right, but anyways, I'm back and I've got some news for you, a bunch of news, and some good stuff for animators, some good stuff for those of you looking for some Lego creations. And I've got a little bit of update for myself. And then finally, we're going to end the show today with a great question from Lego Bricker, as promised. This is a question about BrickLink. So let's get into it with the news first. First of all, my cousin from California sent me a link about an Omaha couple that is selling their Lego creations online. They have their own website, so I have put that link in the description. And they had a little news clip that was done by the Omaha, Nebraska news team. It's about 2-3 minutes. I also put that in the description. Actually, I put the link through the site that my cousin sent me because it was from California. Nonetheless, it's the same clip. It is very cool. It's about 2-3 minutes long. It just talks about what they do, and essentially, I'll tell you really briefly that they create custom creations out of Lego for people. So if you go to their website, which is MR Designer, I better say this right, MR Brick Designer, there it is, mrbrickdesigner.com. If you want like a lamp made out of Lego or a mural made out of Lego or anything like that, they'll make it for you. So pretty awesome. Hey, the second part of the news that I wanted to get into today is for all of you animators out there. It is an animation or brick film competition. And this is put on by Fancy Pants, a very good animator, who's been doing this for, I think, 4 or 5 years, at least, from what I've seen, what he has on YouTube. But if you get your entry in by February 27th, 2014, you can enter his Brickfilm competition. Now, the great thing about this competition is that it's pretty much open to everybody. And by that, I mean there's no criteria. A lot of times when someone has a competition, they'll say, well, it has to be Army themed or Star Wars themed or whatever else. Well, his is pretty much wide open. So any film that you want to create in the next 2 weeks or you've already created, you can enter into this competition. So a pretty awesome offer. I think one of the only limits he has is maybe 10 minutes. Your video can't be longer than 10 minutes. But regardless, Fancy Pants also has a video on there that I thought was really cool. His latest video is called The Real Lego Movie. So it is, I don't know if he's kind of dissing the Lego Movie at all, but regardless, it was pretty awesome because he has a compilation of like 16 different brick filmers that have created films, and they're all very good films. So if you're looking for brick films to watch, he's got it right there for you. A quick mini menu of some people that are out there making really good stuff. Okay, let's get on to the final part. Lego Bricker asks the question, I have just opened a BrickLink store. What do you think is the best way to build a BrickLink store? And then part B of the question is, and how long does it take to see a profit? Well, I could go with many different answers on this. For me, I wanted to get a wide assortment of items. So that means not just going to the pick a brick wall and picking up 2,000 of the same brick and then putting it up for sale. That's not really going to draw much attention. So what you see a lot of people do is they will part out sets. And if you get bigger sets like, where's that? This guy right here. Whoa, it's almost falling off the wall. I hope you guys like my design, by the way. Put it together. So give me a like or dislike what you think about that. But regardless, if you get something like the Fire Brigade or the Medieval Market or something like that, pretty much if you're getting a big set that has a whole bunch of pieces, it's going to give you some minifigures and it's going to give you a lot of variety of pieces. Now, one thing I also did, which I think is in a bit of a contrast to other people, is I took the time and did my research to look up what are the most popular parts on BrickLink, what are the parts that sell most often. For instance, like a plate, a 1x2 black plate, that is one of the most sold items on BrickLink. So I said, hey, I want to get a bunch of those in my store because, there it goes again, because they sell a lot. So I went through and I picked out over 100 of the items that sell a lot, and I want to make sure that they're all in my store because they're very popular. Now, I say it was in contrast to other people because I've seen some people look and say, well, this piece or this minifig or this part is only sold in this set, only one set, or these 3 or 4 sets. So it's rare, it's hard to get. That's a very good strategy also. Okay, so if you really want to build your store, you don't want to just sell everything right away. If you want to sell everything right away, just price it really low, and I promise you, someone will come in and steal all your stuff, and you'll be done. But you got to also make sure that you're making a profit. So if you have a small store and you're setting everything at the average price, you're probably not going to sell very much. That's just the way it is. If you look at a video I did recently, actually not recently now, but a video I did, it's called BrickLink Stores in the USA. I looked and did some research on all these stores, and the stores that had a lot of items for sale also had a lot of feedback. So what that means, bigger stores make more sales. So what you want to do is you want to take your time to build your selection of items. You want to have a mix of rare pieces along with popular pieces, and you want to continue, if something's selling, then keep buying it. Another thing people will do when they part out sets is they won't just part out one set. You want to get 5 or 10 or 15 of those sets and part out as many as you can of that set, because a lot of people are parting out sets. Not everyone's parting out 5, 10, or 15 of them, but if you have, the more you have of a certain piece, the more likely you are to get noticed, the more likely you are to sell not only that piece or those pieces, but just everything in your store. Take a look at it from how you shop on BrickLink, and if you're like me, you'll go into a BrickLink store that has 1 or 2 items that you want, and then you'll kind of look through the rest of the stuff that they have and say, oh yeah, I want to pick this up too, I want to pick that up too. So I believe that's what a lot of shoppers will do. So how long does it take to see profit? Well, that's all just going to depend on how you price everything, like I said before. For me, I saw profit right away. I opened my store, and within 24 hours I had 2 sales, and it was awesome. I was pricing everything pretty low in the beginning, and then I started gradually pricing things a little higher, and lo and behold, the sales slowed down a little bit. So I started to grow my store and get more items in the store. So a big thing is patience. If you're starting this as a business and you want to be making money at it, you better have a lot of Lego to sell, or you better be willing to sell it cheap in the beginning in order to continually reinvest, because it's not just going to happen overnight. This is a hobby for most people that are selling on BrickLink. So just one final thing I want to leave you with on selling on BrickLink. Just don't forget about all the fees. Don't forget about all the shipping and handling and the packaging that you're going to have to deal with. So if you sell $100 worth of Lego, you don't actually get $100. You got to pay BrickLink their 3% fee, and you need to pay, if it's PayPal, their 3% fee plus 30 cents for every transaction. So right there, you're down to 94 bucks. If you give anybody discounts, if you have any sales on your stuff, you're going to lower that income even more. And then packaging, shipping and handling. If you charge someone $5 for shipping, which by the way is not included in the BrickLink fees, then you better make sure that you're weighing your packages and it's going to be under $5. If it turns out to be $10, then you've just lost another $5 from your profit. Okay, hopefully that gave you a good enough answer as to how to build your BrickLink store and see a profit, or how long it would take to see a profit. In other words, you know what? One last thing I wanted to mention on that. Pretty common average that people will stick to is if you buy $1 worth of Lego, you want to sell it for at least 2. A lot of people do better. They can do 3, and so on and so forth. Pick a brick wall does even better than that commonly. But again, with the pick a brick wall, you're getting the same pieces that everyone at these 100 Lego stores is able to get. All right, bottom line is, hopefully that got you a good enough answer. If you have any further questions, please go ahead and ask more. I'll go into more detail on something specific, or if I just didn't answer your question for you, I'd love another shot. Anyways, to all of your subscribers and all of you that like and comment on the videos, I want to say thank you. Starting to get my voice back, and I'll be making more videos, and get back on track. I will catch up with you guys next time. See ya.